Hi guys, my name is Jacob Cabanis. I grew up in a small Texas town just north of Abilene, Texas, called Rotan. I attended school in Rotan for 13 years. I participated in football, basketball, baseball, golf, tennis, track. I did one-act play and was a member of the Rotan FFA. Now, while in the FFA, I showed pigs. I competed in leadership development events, career development events, and I held offices at both the chapter level and the district level. For my chapter, I held offices like parliamentarian, secretary for 2 years, and my senior year, I was the Rotan FFA president. During my sophomore year, I also held the chaplain office for the Double Mountain District in Area 2. And the responsibilities that came with being in the FFA and being an officer, especially in the FFA, is part of what helped me decide on becoming an ag teacher, which is going to be my major. My major is going to be ag education, guys. And the other part that led to me wanting to be a teacher was both my parents are paraprofessionals, and they work with special needs students. My dad works at Sweetwater Middle School, and my mother works at Sweetwater High School. My mom has been a paraprofessional for going on 5 years now, I think. And with both my parents now being in the education system, I have seen firsthand what it's like to be a student and gotten to see her work with special needs kids and how well and what joy it brought her. And working with other people in the FFA just drove me to wanting to be an ag teacher. I graduated in May 2018 with 15 kids in my class. And 4 months after I graduated, I packed my bags and left the huge world of Rotan, Texas, and came up to border America, guys, where I attended Frank Phillips College for 2 years. And during those 2 years, I was part of the collegiate FFA, which was a lot of fun because I got to bring my excitement for the FFA over to that. I got to help artificially inseminate cattle for the college and see all the different techniques that go into that. And I also was a part of helping to build a hydroponic system for the ag department in order to feed the cattle that we were AIing. Frank Phillips is also where I started my career to becoming an ag teacher. And I graduated May of this year with my Associates of Science based in Agriculture. And now I'm taking the next step by attending WT this fall. WT has always been one of my top schools. I knew that if I was going to be an ag teacher and I wanted the best education, West Texas A&M is where I was going to go to get my bachelor's in ag education. Now I'm estimated to graduate in the fall of 2022, so I'm excited about that. And I plan on teaching at a medium-sized school, something that's not too small and something that's not too big either, because I don't want to live in a shadow of a great ag teacher for all my career. I want to kind of take reign. But to start out, I would really like to start out in a 2 ag teacher school just so I can kind of help out and watch what an ag teacher that has been teaching for a couple of years does and learn the ropes and how to get everything organized, where to go to set up for stock shows and things like that. And I know I'm also supposed to talk about some of my professional background. Personal background, I told you a little bit. Some of my professional background, I haven't got to do a lot of teaching in like an actual classroom setting, but I've always been in agricultural. I've worked with my grandfather during the summer out at the ranch in New Mexico, and I've really gotten to work with guys that raise show pigs during the summer, and I got to clean, work on feed rationings, and actually shape hooves for some pigs. And I got to clip pigs, shave their hair, make them look good. And actually, this past semester, I got to go home and what we call pig jock for a guy at a show, at the local show back home. I got to help him clean up the pigs, brush them off, and shine them up, make them look good for the show. So that way, in the ring, they just looked beautiful and the judge couldn't take their eyes off of them. I'm also working on getting a certificate in swine management through Frank Phillips College, which I just finished that up. Really, I'm waiting on taking the certification test, and that's been a lot of fun too, guys. So, the best strategy for online classes, I don't have a lot of them, but what I can tell you is to be organized. Keep a calendar, keep a planner, print out your due dates, whatever you have to do, guys. Just be as organized as possible. Because if you're organized, then you're not missing papers, you're not missing due dates, um, you're not missing assignments. And that's the main thing on online classes. I've only been doing them for a little bit over a month now because of this COVID-19. And where I did not enjoy it at all, I still learned to organize my stuff and get ready. Um, some things I didn't like about it, obviously, I didn't like online classes. So, one thing for sure that I didn't like is the fact that you can't communicate with your teacher in a way that you could in an up close, personal, face to face kind of classroom setting. And that really bugged me because I was waiting anywhere from a day to 2 days for my professors to get back to answering my questions. And it's not their fault because, I mean, technology fails all the time. And I'm sure they had internet crashes and they were working on answering other questions. Their email box was full. They were working on moving their stuff onto the computer, and so they weren't really not so much focused, but they had so much on their plate. And I didn't like that that I couldn't just walk up to my teacher and say, "Hey, I don't understand what you're expecting out of this assignment," and that really bugged me. Another thing I did not like about online classes, guys, was the fact that um, technology, like I said, technology fails. I mean, I had my internet crash and almost couldn't complete a test in the spring, and that was a test that was going to define if I graduated with my associates or not. But so yeah, online courses just become troubling and stuff. Um, so just to be clear, my contact area of focus is going to be agricultural education, high school agricultural education. I want to teach high school kids. I want to be an FFA advisor for those kids, and I want to pass the knowledge on to the next generation, just so that way kids can see it's not just animals and plants. But there's more science to it. So these kids that want to be a scientist can look into it and expand broadly into things. And maybe they want to be a vet, but I want to be able to teach them that, and that's why my content area focus is going to be ag education. Um, some other information about me, real quick, is I have two brothers, one older than me, one younger than me, and right now I am the first person in my immediate family to ever go to college, any college, junior college, university, and finish with an actual degree. So this has been a big step for me, guys. That's just some quick other tidbits about me. And my computer skills aren't very good, but for those of you that have classes that have Zoom meetings, all I can say is that I would record, if I could, I would record my classes. Just because when I would do that, I would record it and go back and edit my notes later on. Just because I might not be able to write as fast as the professor is speaking. So that's all, guys. Thank y'all. I'm excited for this semester, and it's great to meet y'all.